recording. All right. So here's what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a return stair right here, and I'm going to do this section line first. The second section line I'm going to do is going to be this one. So this first line I'm doing is going to be pointing upwards into the stair, and I used my finger to show that, which you can't see on the video. This one here that I just did is going to be looking toward the stair, so looking toward this one. This is going to be the second one I'm going to do. It has one little trick in it that you need to know. So to do the first one, I've already, like I'm a cooking show, I've already done it down below right here. I'll just do it again on this one. The first thing I need to do is draw a line from where my feet go to where my feet go. And then I know that this is 9 foot 1 1/8 plus 14 plus 3/4. And we've already done in class that this could be 16, 17, or 18 risers. I'm going to use the divide command, and I'm going to make it 18 risers. So when I use divide, I hit 18, and these nodes should pop up. If these nodes don't pop up, do DDP type, I think Brendan said, and then pull up one of these. There will be a little node like that behind there, but if you want it to appear a little bit larger, then do DDP type, hit enter, and then this thing will appear. Also, if you want it to make sure you can snap to it, type in O snap, like the kids might say, and then make sure that node is selected under O snap. So this is a rise from one to the next. So that's an X right there. So I'm going to draw one line, which is all I need is one line from there to there. And now I've got that line drawn. If I go from left to right, I can see that I've got that. And I don't need anything else. I only need that one. So I can erase everything else. I can erase all these nodes, and all I need is one rise. What's my run? Don't all answer at once. What's the run distance? 10 inches, right? So I know my runs are 10 inches. So what I'm going to do is my stair, I have copied my stair from above. I've probably even grouped it because I grouped things. That's the basement. It should be in the exact same place from your main to your basement. They should perfectly line up. They don't have to, but they should. And I'm going to bring that stair down to here. And my section, which I've already drawn, is perfectly below this. So now this thing should line up perfectly with what I'm trying to achieve. I'm going to draw a line from here to here and then take that very first run or rise and put it in that spot. So that's the first rise in my plan here. That's my first rise. I can now erase that. And I know I'm going to need about half the stairs. So I'm going to just start copying this, and then I'm going to delete some stuff later. So I'm going to copy too many. Actually, I'm not. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Now, why did I do 9? Anyone? Anyone? Bueller? Anyone? Why did I do 9? Because I have 18 risers, and it's halfway, right? So my landing is 0.75. This thing is made of 2x6, so it's 5.5. And then I can just draw this thing like this. So now do I need to redraw this whole stair again? No, I'm not a sucker. I don't redraw things. I copy things because I'm a copier. And I'm going to move this over. And then what do I do to make this stair run the opposite direction? What command do I use for that? I use mirror, and then I take that rise and I put it right there. Stair is complete and not working. That didn't work. Yeah, it did. It's not, is it lined up? It is lined up with that. It's different than the stair below. Ignore that. That's something that I did yesterday, so I think this landing might have ended up being smaller. Whatever happens, this is how you do that stair. An important thing to know is that when I enter this stair, the width that I enter here, this landing must be the same width. It cannot be less. The place where you get in trouble with that is in your basement. So our basement walls are thicker. That landing must be the same width. So it's okay. What I might end up doing is I've just seen that this landing, this stair in the basement is actually going to be the boss. So I think I'm going to move everything over like this. The reason I'm doing that is because the stair in the basement rules. I moved the wall with that. I don't want to do that. So if I have my stair returning like that, what is now the difference between the stair in the basement and the stair on the main? What's the difference? This landing is bigger, right? It can always be bigger. It can't be smaller. That's how you end up doing that, and that's how these things end up lining up like this. And in my world, now that I've cut it in section, I would move that stair over, line it up, and make sure that that thing actually works. So that's how we do that stair there. Now I need to do this same stair. Let me just set this up for a sec. I need to do this same stair, but in the other section. So now I'm going to draw this section. I'm going to draw it on the main floor. I'm going to draw this section looking toward the stair. So here's what I do. I take this wall, this stair, and this wall, and I copy this thing down. Now what I need to do here is I need to rotate this. So I'm looking at it, so I need to, the line I'm cutting from is that line looking toward it. I need to do this. So I can cut this one. I need to rotate it like that. Oops, not like that. That would be hard to do. I need to rotate it like that. That's how I need to draw this one. To draw the second section, I'm just going to copy this one over. I don't need all these stairs and stuff in here anymore. Kind of doing too much work now, but it's not that big a deal. Now this section that I've copied over, this section is too wide. This is section 1. Now when I'm making section 2, check this out. I'm going to group this just to make my life a bit easier. But I'm going to move these things. Have I grouped them? I have. So I'm going to move them over here in this direction. Come on. Like that. So I know that from outside of wall to outside of wall is this distance. So it is lesser from here to here. That distance is less than it is from here to here. So the first section I cut was this distance. I'll put a quick measurement on that for y'all. This is 35 feet. And this one here is, I think it's 30 feet, I think. So this distance is now 30 feet. That's correct. So I know that this other section is 5 feet less. So I taught you a command yesterday. This section here, how big is this section? What's the width of this one? This is the first one. How wide is it? 35 feet. The next section is 30 feet. I can use the stretch command like this. S, select just that wall, and then move it in 5 feet. Now my second section is almost complete. I can now take this thing here and line these ones up. So I'm going to draw the main floor. And see how that there, not those walls there, that group there lines up. This thing here lines up. Now I can draw this stair. So I'm just using this stair as a guide. I'm going to move it straight. To move it straight, I hit F8. If I want to move it like this, straight down, it's F8. If I hit F8, it's no longer doing that. So F8 is your move straight or don't. So now I'm going to do this stair, but I'm going to do it in the opposite. I'm going to do it like I'm standing right here looking at it. So I don't need to redo any of the heights because I've got all my heights right here. I've even got my landing. Look at this. I can take this landing and just move it over like that. Now, since these sections are lined up perfectly, I know these footings are all the same height. Everything is perfectly in height. I know that now I can just take this and just transfer everything over to here. This wall here, this line here is a wall. So are all these things are all walls. So now I'm kind of getting a little bit different, but whenever we do a return stair, there is a wall between the two. And now I know that wherever there's a stair, there is no floor. There is a floor in the distance, but I'm going to do something like this. Get rid of that floor. I did, yeah. Oh, did I? Oh, the whole thing? Oh, too bad I'm making a video. All right, let's do that again. Thanks for letting me know. That was a bit weird. Erase this. I just did that to see who was paying attention, and so that people on YouTube can criticize me, because this is going to be live in public. So I'm not doing it for you. I don't care about anybody out there. I care about my students. So it did that. So I'm going to go 5 feet. And then I'm going to take this same stair. I'm going to copy that again. Thanks for letting me know. I'm going to take that, take my outside wall, make sure they're lined up. Copy it, rotate it, group it, and then move it. So make sure that that lines up with this. I did it real quick this time with the stretch. I did make it 5 feet smaller already. And this is the stair that I'm going to be building. So I'm going to take a line from here. This is the outside of my stair. Did I do everything right so far, you think? Does it look better now? Got it. Don't need that. Kind of don't need that floor in the distance. I kind of do. This is where I left off because I need to connect from here to here. And then I can bring my landing over. So my landing right there is going to be here. So this landing is going to be from wall to wall, and this landing over here is going to be from wall to wall. So that landing is full. This stair is, or this wall here is actually full height. I actually trim it at the top of that floor. And then each of these risers, now I can just do this. I don't know what the riser height is, but I can do a couple different things. I can either just copy the runs over like this. So I'll copy 3 runs, bring them over. I also could have taken a line and drawn them over, but now I know all my individual run height. So I can just extend these like this, trim these, extend these. Extend is EX. So I've got a few different risers here, and then I can just copy these like that. So copy, going all the way down. And watch, as long as this one here, as long as it lands directly on top of that, see how it landed right on top of that one? That's how I know that I'm doing it very, very well. And then I don't need to draw any of these again. I can just copy them and put them right there. The stair is now done. So that stair is a return stair that I'm looking at from the distance. Erase this. My stair here is now complete. I can now do the same thing for the basement. Just take each individual rise. It'd be in the exact same place. I could actually, even to do the basement, I can extend these down. Extend all of this down. And that's how my stair will end up looking. It'll look exactly the same. The widths are the same. Now the height is just a little bit different. Copy a couple of these heights over. Draw that stair and section looking the other way. Questions, concerns, comments?